What is this session? Hey, Colton, we haven't officially started yet. I'm Patricia Newman, and Heather Brockman Lee is in the other window here. We are author, illustrator, working with Mary to write a book, a children's book, about her experiences breeding land hermit crabs. So we're hoping for kids and adults to talk about their experiences owning hermit crabs. So maybe we can use, it's research for us, use some of this information in our book.
Colton, you're a kid? Oh, a children's librarian. Hi, Brianna. That's awesome. Yay, Colton, how old are you?
15.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you. You're going to be so helpful.
Okay. Well, basically, what Heather and I would like to know is a few things. Did you adopt hermit crabs from Mary Akers? What's the cutest thing about your hermit crab? What do you love interacting with your hermit crab about? And how do you enrich that crab? Make it feel like it's in the wild and not in a giant tank in one of the rooms of your house. So we'll leave it to the organizers to tell us how to share all of that. I know that'll be tough in the chat to type it all out, but Mary, maybe you can help us.
I am a hot mess from 2 days of in-person stuff, and I'm shifting my brain to the virtual. So yes, folks, please come on. I forgot what we were doing. We want kids to come on with their parents' permission. Normally for our presenters, we don't do that because it gets muddled, but that's what this whole thing is about. I had a brain cramp, and I'm going to pop off, and anyone who requests, we will leave your request there. If there's someone already talking, if it seems that 2 people will make sense, we'll let 2 more people on, but I'm sorry about that. Gina.
That's okay.
Was the very first one. You can, or Ginny, feel free to request again. And I will disappear, but be here in the background.
Thank you.
I guess we could, how much can we share with people about the project without, infringing on any kind of super secret stuff?
Okay, well, we can share quite a lot. We don't have a publisher yet. We'll just come right out and say that. But the children's book industry is very interesting. You have to usually write a picture book before you can find a publisher. Heather and I are both well published. I will put my website in the chat in a minute so you can all check me out. But I usually write nonfiction. Nonfiction is my specialty, and this will be a nonfiction book about Mary's effort to keep wild hermit crabs wild. A picture book, in case you're grown up and you kind of forgotten what they are. They're those illustrated lap books, and Heather is our illustrator extraordinaire. Heather, you want to say a little bit?
Sure. I mean, I learned about Mary from the Rachel Cusack story, and I got so excited. And Patty and I share a literary agent. We're within the same agency. And so I reached out to my agent saying, is there a nonfiction writer in our agency that would maybe be interested in partnering with me? Because I've loved hermit crabs. Like everyone else here had them as kids and learned you shouldn't, So I was really, really excited when I heard about Mary. And then, yeah, Patty came on board, and she's amazing. Like, she does wonderful nonfiction picture books. So I was super stoked about that. I've illustrated so far just fiction picture books. So this will be my first official nonfiction. I'm working on one that is like sort of factual, but I'm really excited to work with her and work with Mary. And I have a very good feeling that we will get this book out into the world.
I'm also going to put my email address in the chat. So if you guys have photos that you can email me, if you have a lot of photos maybe you can email us a link to those photos, because again, Heather's the visual person. She needs hermit crabs in different positions and different environments. She needs to know what your tanks look like, all of that kind of stuff. So we welcome you on stage with the moderator's approval to talk to us about your cute little thingies.
Yeah, I think it's real. Christine's talk about how you can interact with, how kids can interact with their hands-off pets. I think were really interesting. All right, Jenny, I am going to let you guys on, and I will disappear, but I'll stay in the background.
Hi.
This is my son.
Hi.
Hi, buddy. What's your
William.
name? William?
I was just playing with my Star Wars Legos.
And then he said he wanted to come tell you about his crabs and how much he loves them.
Do your crabs
Yes,
play with
please.
Star Wars Legos?
No.
No. Okay.
How
All right. So tell us about your little hermit crabs.
They can't see.
Oh, that's a really good drawing.
Wow. I'm impressed.
How old are you, William?
8?
That's a fabulous drawing.
You're a very good artist.
Yeah. And I have another piece of paper.
Okay. It looks like you started another one.
Yeah, I did.
Tell him what you like about your hermits.
My favorite part of the hermit crabs is when they shed. They shed their skin.
Why? Because then they're bigger and they have a new shell, or why is that your favorite part?
Bigger shell. I like the
Oh.
pretty shells. What they wear.
So do they choose their shell before they shed or after they shed?
I think after.
Okay.
Herman did it before.
But, oh my god.
Yeah, Herman did it before.
And how do you play with your hermit crabs?
I really don't know. I just look at them play on that wheel.
You watch, so you observe
Oh.
them.
Yeah,
We have a saucer for them to walk on. Little sister.
little sister. That's Isabella.
Hi, Isabella. So you like to watch them when they're walking around on their wheel? Is that when they're the most interesting?
Yeah,
How often do they do that?
I think 1 minute.
I think it's a little longer.
Do they get on it every day, do you think?
No. Some of the hermit crabs are hiding, so we can't see them. And we have a new hermit crab. Look, there she is. There's Isabella.
We have 4 in the one with the topper, and we have 2 in here.
Yeah, we have a new. We
person
had
there-
2. We got another tank, and we glued it together just like that.
Very cool. Very cool.
That's awesome.
Where did you get your hermit crabs, William?
Herman was given to us by someone who was being deployed from.
Yeah.
Then, unfortunately, we didn't do enough research, and we did go buy 2.
And our
What?
dog Pongo just bited a poor little bunny.
Oh, that's
They
a
do
bummer.
I missed that.
William, how about if we give someone else a chance too, okay? But we really thank you for sharing your pictures
Okay.
and that you like
Thank
them
you
to
so
share.
much.
Oh, what? You want to talk now?
Oh. All right.
Well, make it quick. Say
Bye.
hi. talk about Herman.
Hi.
Can you tell us about Herman?
Herman had a new shell.
He does.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
How old is Herman?
Oh, that's very hard. I don't. He's big.
He's very big. I think he's this big.
No.
Wow.
He's big. I don't know.
No, he's not
I
that
think
big.
Just want me to
bigger
say
than
good
a-
morning to you.
And Mika had a big claw.
Yeah, Mika has a big claw. Mika was another one that we rehomed.
Yeah.
And
She
he
was
changed.
very,
He's very
tall.
dark purple, and he immediately changed shells because we think he had a dyed shell, not
Oh.
painted, but dyed, and it was much smaller than what he needed.
Oh,
Yeah.
This is very good.
so he's happier now.
I believe so, but he doesn't come out much. He kind of hides in the big giant rock my husband bought. I didn't know he was hiding in there when I did the monthly substrate top layer scoop because I make sure I get all the poop and stuff out, and I accidentally knocked him off the stand.
oh no. Oh no.
But he was all
Isabella,
right. Is he?
what do you like to watch the crabs do? Do you
What
like to watch them?
do? What do you want? What do you like watching them do? Climb, play on the saucer, eat. What do you like to watch them do?
I want to feed them too.
You like to feed them?
Feed them.
feed
Oh,
them.
how fun.
Okay.
It's always fun to feed a pet, isn't it?
Yeah, but we have Purdy and pups.
Okay,
Oh,
baby.
really?
It's somebody else's turn.
Yeah, I think we need to
Thank you so much.
and I think there's a line of people behind you, but thank you for coming on.
And then squeak.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks, Jeannie.
Thank
Hey,
you, Jeannie.
no problem. Let's see. How do I get out of here?
I think maybe a moderator will kick you out. There you go.
Colton, are you still here?
We're still waiting for someone else to request,
Okay.
but to give people maybe some ideas about things that would be helpful. Just like the little girl said, I like to feed them. What does that look like? How do you feed them? You know, when do you feed them? What do they eat? You know, Heather and Patricia are super interested in hermit crabs, but they're not keeping them. So anything that keepers can do to help them understand what you do every day. What do you do with your crabs? Do they just sit there in your room and nothing happens? I doubt it. Yes, you, Colton Roth. Come on. Oh, I see him. All right. Here, we'll add Colton.
I'm taking pictures of the chat as we go along in case you see me lifting my
Oh,
phone.
that's great.
Good morning,
Hi,
Colton.
Colton.
Good morning.
Where are you talking to us from?
Florida.
Ah, okay. I'm in California, and Heather, you're in
I'm in Colorado.
Colorado, right? Yeah.
That's pretty far
Yeah.
away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about your crabs. What's your favorite thing? How do you interact with them?
Whenever we clean the tank, we like to give them a completely new environment. I mean, not too new. They like their routine. They all like this one log in the same place, and they get really mad if it's not there.
What does a mad hermit crab look like?
I don't know. They just keep trying to crawl out, and I don't know why. If it's not there, they'll go all up in the corner and kind of stack on each other.
Ah,
Because that's where they like to sit.
Ah.
But if there's nothing to sit on, they'll just stack on each other back there.
okay.
So we keep
Is that the version of a hermit crab sulking?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
But I like to keep track of their names. We have 21 of them.
Oh my gosh.
So I keep a notebook where I keep track of their species, their gender, what color they are day by day, their shells whenever they change, and their names, and anything else I might need to know. and any identifying features they have, if they're molting or not. So I can keep track of their names because I'm a little OCD and I don't like to mix them up.
Right. Right.
So I just like doing that, and also they're really cute. I like
They
it when
are
we get
cute.
I like it when we get a new one, and I just get to go through and I get to study it, figure out what it is, what its habits are, what its personality is. We just got some new stuff for them. We got a new hide for them made out of a coconut. I'm really excited for that. When we get my 3D printer up and running, we're gonna probably print some stuff for them.
Cool.
And I might even try 3D printing, actually a 3D printed shell for them and see how they like that. Because we kind of have like a shell gap right now where we have large shells and small shells.
But you don't have intermediate size.
You need medium.
Yeah. You're supposed to have like 3 shells per cage. We have 21 hermit crabs, or 3 shells per crab. So we have like 63 shells lying around the cage, and it's only a 40-gallon. So we're struggling with that.
Right. Where do you get your hermit crabs, Colton?
Well, my mom actually is the store manager of a Petco.
Oh.
So, a woman dropped in and relinquished 2 of them
Okay.
that we didn't even know there were hermit crabs in the box. She had so much stuff piled on them. It was really sad. And my mom knew no one would take care of them, so she took them home, and I got them as a birthday gift in February. And I was like really excited about it. She got this whole big tank, and I was like, yippee. Then Eugene murdered Herman. That was an incident. We didn't know about molting. It was the first time I'd ever seen a hermit crab outside the store. So I didn't even know they molted. So they molted. Then we did our research. Turns out they like friends. So Mom bought the entire store of hermit crabs, even the gimpy one, which is now doing great. He grew back his claw. Everybody's happy now. So we have 21 hermit crabs. We gained a few, we lost a few over time. We have some new ones. We have some of the old ones. They all have really stupid pun names. But we normally get them from Petco, but we wait a while when they come in before we get them, because turns out, did you know they ship hermit crabs to Petco in actual Chinese takeout containers, like 6 large ones in a Chinese takeout container.
Right, right. We've been to CrabCon. We know this now.
Yeah, Mom waits a while before bringing them home because she doesn't know if they're going to do okay.
Yeah.
But now that we know they like a variety mix, my mom hand makes the hermit crab food in her store. So if you go to all the Petcos, they have like this normal like pellet feed, and then if you go into her store, they've got like mealworms, they've got silkworm larvae, they've got all this stuff in there. They've got greens, they've got fruits, vegetables, meats. They have literally every food on the planet.
Wow.
Do you have a favorite?
Do
you think
it seems that the coconut shavings are their favorite. Sorry, my computer just turned off.
The actual coconut, not the outer shell.
No, they like coconut shavings. I was actually thinking of, since we got a new coconut hide for them, I was thinking of putting coconut shavings in that to simulate an actual coconut that would have coconut inside, so they can climb up into the coconut and actually get coconut in it.
Oh,
which I feel would be interesting to see, because it said that it would be nice for them to be in an environment similar to their own. Right. So I figured it's kind of weird if there's just coconut lying all over the floor. So I figured we'd put it in a coconut. Makes more sense, I guess.
Right, right.
And then the normal stuff you'd find around is there.
Do you ever have a problem when you introduce a new crab into the crab-a-tat?
Not usually, but they do have personalities, and we do wait a long time to make sure they get along with each other. Like, pretty sure Eugene is just psychotic and likes... Eugene normally won't even steal the shell. He'll just, like, beat up a crab out of nowhere and then walk away. Like, it's not a problem.
So
but he only does it, like, once a year. Like, he'll just randomly walk up to a crab and be like, I don't like you all of a sudden. Bah! He'll beat the crab up and he'll walk away.
So the first time you ever had crabs, Colton, was when your mom brought home when your mom brought home those rescue crabs from the store. Is that correct?
No, that was the second time. The first time I had crabs was when the woman relinquished them. Oh wait, yeah, that is what you're talking about.
That's what I mean. Yeah, that's what I mean. Okay.
Yeah, I never had hermit crabs. I was never interested in them. I saw the hermit crab for the first time, and I'm like, this is my life now. That thing is awesome. It is adorable. It's so cute.
Mary says her hermit crab says good morning to her with the little antennae. Do you interact with your crabs in any way like that?
A few of them will do weird things if you get near them. There's one of them that if you get close to the cage and they're near the front, will actually walk up to the front of the cage and climb across the doors. Don't know why. I think it was Dwayne The Rock Johnson. I don't know. That was before we did the recent hermit crab census, where we finally decided. We have had a hermit crab escape in the past. It got out of
in the chat that they're real escape artists.
Yeah, it got out of its shell, meaning so when we clean out the tank, we take all the hermit crabs, we put them in a temporary tank where they all sit in there and do whatever. We keep the big ones apart from the separate ones or small ones because there's a huge size difference and it's a smaller tank and we don't want them crushing each other. So we separate the sizes. But so they sit in there while we clean out the tank, but we only take out the shells and put them in the bucket if they have a hermit crab inside them or we're not sure. The rest of them go in a cup to be cleaned.
Right.
But one named Old Red got out of its shell, meaning we never picked it up, and then got out of the tank while the doors are open, I'm assuming. Somehow got off the table and made it all the way to the front door and no one ever found them.
And no shell. He didn't have a shell on.
Nope.
Wow.
We don't know how. We thought he had died and been eaten. I mean, he was just gone. There was just his shell. I recognized him. And we recognized
But you found him.
Yeah, well, not alive. No, sadly.
Oh.
Well, he'd been there for a month maybe.
Yeah, he had no
And then we thought that's
protection.
probably what that bad smell in the house was that we couldn't figure out where it was coming from.
Yeah.
Probably.
It was very sad. And I wish we had found him, but we had no way of knowing he escaped.
Do you want to breed hermit crabs in the
Yes,
future?
actually. I'm working on 3D modeling just a one-piece, easy-to-use hermit crab breeding tank.
Nice.
Okay, Mary, here's the answer to your question that we were talking about in our interview a few weeks ago. Colton will provide you with the best way to breed crabs.
I have not done it yet. I am 15 and I am not rich.
Well, that's okay.
You'll get there.
People have done more with less. You will do it. We have faith in you.
I don't have a running 3D, but when I do, I'm working on 3D modeling, just a test tank, a tiny little test tank for it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's going to be all the tanks that you would normally have in it, except they'd all be... Where are you going? It's just a tiny little test tank, and he's in the trash can. Ow!
Brianna and
Must be a
Vanessa,
pet.
can you request to be online so we can talk to you next? We're interested in your experiences with children in the classroom too.
What do you mean?
Oh, I was talking to two people on the chat, Colton, while you disappeared
okay.
for a second.
I'm sorry, my dog was in the trash can.
Oh, okay. So
Colton, this has been so helpful.
very helpful.
And thank you for having me on. This means so much to me to talk to other people who don't think I'm really crazy for liking hermit crabs. Everyone at school just says I'm a lunatic.
Oh, well,
I'm the crazy hermit crab person.
whenever I got insulted at school, my mother always said, those people are just jealous because you.
I just get thrown.
You don't. Yep. Well, you keep that passion going, Colton. We need people like you.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Thank
thanks
you
for
so
coming
much.
on this morning. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. I really, really appreciate it again. And have a good CrabCon.
And don't forget to send us pictures, okay? I have
Yes,
my
please.
What
my
kind of
email.
pictures do you want? I have a lot.
Anything. Anything.
clear ones, detailed ones.
We have pictures of hermit crab totem poles.
Those would
Yeah.
be great.
That would be great. And if you have pictures of them eating, just sort of doing
lots
their
of
daily
those.
life. Yeah.
It's like
that would be
MasterChef. We make their own food every time. So they love that stuff. Yeah,
Yep,
we have lots of
pictures of-
pictures doing pretty much everything.
Perfect. Those would be great.
Okay.
And you should read the
I'm
chat,
gonna-
Colton. You're getting lots of love in the chat.
Yeah, you
Oh,
are.
that's nice. Thank you. I'm gonna go now because my dog won't get out of the trash can.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, dear.
Bye.
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, you. Thank you for having me again.
So do we have the teachers, or are we out of time?
No, you're not out of time. This will stay as long as you're here.
Oh,
I
awesome.
do have to set something on the main stage, but keep talking. It'll keep recording. I'll be right back. I just want to say how awesome Colton was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
he was amazing, and I
I
can't
think
wait
he's
to see
going to
his
be your
pictures.
answer. I don't know if you heard me, but so hopefully, Brianna or Lauren or Vanessa, you could come on and talk to us about your experiences in the classroom or in your homes. You don't have to be a kid to come on stage. Somebody wrote in the chat that Colton's mom is awesome. She is. She rescued the entire store population of land hermit crabs.
Yeah, and mixing up that custom food to sell to her customers. That's
Right.
treating all the crabs in her area better. That's awesome.
If you're too shy to come on camera, perhaps you could tell us about the favorite thing that, or the cutest thing that your hermit crab does. Perhaps you could tell us if you've adopted the crab, what, especially from Mary, what your experience was.
That would be great, Christine. I saw your talk yesterday, by the way. It was really, I liked seeing all the different age ranges of picture books, obviously, and that's a special interest of mine. Randy, if you just want to talk about your, yeah, if you want to just talk about how your daughter has interacted with them, that would be great too. Yeah.
Yep, Lauren,
Anybody.
please, anybody. You don't have to be a kid. We're all kids.
I think you
at
just,
heart, right?
Especially if we're at CrabCon, we're probably did not lose
Yes.
that childhood spark.
Yes, I woke up too late to go out into my garage and get my little crabby hat.
Oh,
I should have worn it today, but it's not a hermit crab, so I was a little reluctant.
So Josh's Frogs has already started distributing them then. Mary did tell us a little bit about that. My son has shopped with Josh's Frogs for his, he has a leopard gecko.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Vanessa, if you want to come on and talk about that, we would love that.
Yeah, we always write curriculum guides for our books because a lot of nonfiction books are used in the classroom. So we would love any pointers.
Yeah, I think you just need to request to join, and then Mary should come in and approve you when she has a minute.
Yeah, I think there are other moderators in here too. Maybe Stacy or Christine. Christine, and I haven't listened to your session yet. I'm in Sacramento, California, so some of the sessions are super early for me, so I have to go back and listen to the recordings. There's Sue. Hi, Sue.
I asked, and it just came straight through. I started hermit crabs because I got hermit crabs in my classroom of year 2, 3, and 4 kids. So they were 7, 8, and 9-year-olds. And then I finished teaching that year, brought the crabs home because the next year I was going back for my last year of teaching and I didn't have a classroom. I was going to be moving around from class to class. So I brought them home and have had them ever since. I also helped a preschool locally set up a crab tank. And the preschool teacher who was there is actually in the state emergency service with me, and so we were friends, but she made sure that she did everything right from the start, and she sort of made sure she had a 4-foot tank, which she got for free, and then nice deep sub, properly mixed. She got the kids to help mix it, and they used that as a measuring activity. Over here in Australia, we have 8 parts sand to 1 part peat. So they used cups and they measured it out into containers and then had fun getting dirty and mixing it up. And then they piled it in. And then they had a lot of education lessons about the fact that crabs are hands-off and that they need salt water and fresh water and all that sort of stuff. And then the crabs were all doing really, really well. And they are now in my tank behind me. It's the middle of the night here. Actually, it's 1 o'clock in the morning here, so the light's out. And we had, I'm from Lismore in New South Wales, and we had last year, we had floods of record, and we had 14 metres of water go through our central business district, which is where the preschool was. Fortunately, the preschool teacher got the crabs out and gave them to me to look after before the flood came, but the tank was smashed. The building was so damaged that it actually was demolished. And so I've still got the crabs 12 months later because they don't have anywhere to go because the preschool is no longer open. But they started, and I went in and I didn't take any crabs, but I took a whole pile of shells, little shells and big shells and stuff like that. And we did a lot of talking about what they needed and everything like that. And they were really, really interested. And, they're sort of tactile, hands-on with the shells, and they felt the sand as they were mixing it and all that sort of stuff. And they were amazed because I took some photos and we shared them on the big screen and some videos because I actually have bred hermits, and my adult male in here is now nearly 7 and he's a captive bred. And so I showed photos of him sitting on my thumbnail, and then I showed a photo of him like the year that I took him in when he was 6, and the size difference. They were all going, ah. Really, really fascinating that he'd got, he was now the same age as them, basically. And in that time, he'd grown from this tiny, weeny little thing that would fit under your fingernail to something that sat quite nicely on the palm of your hand.
I know, it's amazing how small they are.
And now he's the father of 2nd generation. So I've got hermit crabs out in the other room that are 2nd generation captive.
Wow.
That's amazing. Thank you for sharing that. Is there a particular way you interact with your hermit crabs, or is there something especially cute that they do? I mean, I know they can't help being cute, but especially cute.
Well, basically, hermit crabs are hands off, and I am so hands off that every time I've had babies turn up in my saltwater pools, I have been caught total. Like the first time I was caught total, I didn't even know I had a gravid female.
Oh, wow.
Never ever seen eggs or anything in the shells or whatever. And I went to clean out the saltwater pool because it was murky. And when I had another look, I went, ooh, they're babies. So that's why I started with the jars, because I didn't have anything else. And then like the second and third and other times I've sort of watched and I've seen the mating behavior. So I've sort of kept count on the calendar and written on my calendar, look for Zoe in the pool. But no, I basically leave them to be crabs. Basically, I leave them on their own. The babies have got a little wheel that Meredith has made, and they do spend a lot of time that they've actually had almost grown out of it because it's only got about that much room between the edge and the center because it's only really small. Right. And they're almost in shells that are making them nearly too big to fit in. Right. And from ones that they weren't even heavy enough to turn the wheel when they started. Right. And too big for it.
So cute.
Like I sit here and I took photos the other night because one was going in and she was sort of dipping her legs in the salt water and then going out, and then there's all this water pouring out, and I went, oh, she hasn't been in the water for at least 3 hours that I've been in here. But but kids are really interested, and if you get the kids knowing the right facts and the right conditions, they will insist, no, this says you've got to do this. And they will make sure that their parents get it right. So, and I put a couple of things in the chat about some activities like graphing activities. Like when you've got 1,800 Zoe in a tank and you're pipetting them out and counting them, it takes a while. And so I put little tally marks on the tank. You know how you do the 4 and then the cross for the 5.
Yeah.
So I tally. And so that's an activity that you could do. You put in sort of as an appendix or whatever you want in the book, and maybe graphing them and things like that. But anyway, that's my say. So
thank you, Sue. And thank you for
Thank
getting
you,
up at
Sue.
5 o'clock in the morning to talk to us.
Or
1
1
o'clock.
a.m.
1
Yep.
o'clock.
You stayed up.
Yeah, I'm staying up. I'll sleep all day. So I'm retired, so that's fine. Thanks, Randy. I hope it was interesting. I'm around if anyone wants to talk. I've done a
Thank
couple
you, Sue.
of presentations at CrabCon in the past. Happy to get out of your hair now and stop sharing.
Thank you. So Brianna's saying, I can't do video audio right now, but I just wanted to say I take every opportunity to teach my library kids about hermit crabs and their proper care and how they interact in the wild. I've read A House for Hermit Crab and Sharing a Shell for Story Times, and the kids are consistently interested in molting. Okay. They like molting, the wheel, and the cute names.
Perfect. Can you tell us some of the cute names you give your crabs, Brianna? Oh, and here's Heather. Good morning, Heather.
Hi, that's a good name.
So what would you like to share with us?
I'm not cutting anyone off. I'm so okay.
Nope.
I have a special needs teenager who's nonverbal, and I'm constantly staring at my hermit crabs. You know, who isn't when they're not burrowed, and it was really cute. I must say, hermit crabs all the time because she watches her shows on her iPad. And it must have been a Barbie episode, little Barbie mermaid episode, and there was a hermit crab, and she kept replaying hermit crab, hermit crab, hermit crab. You know, so as much as we don't think things get through to her, and I know things do get through to her, but not that much because, you know, it's something I'm interested in. Every time I try and show her, she's kind of like, okay, and then walks away. But,
Right.
you know, she picks it up. She's still interested, and I have caught her staring into the tank. So, you know, I don't know if she's just pretending not to care, you know, that teenage act, but you know, she is interested. And I wish there was so much more I could teach her, knowing that she, you know, showed, you know, interest. And so I just thought that was a cute little thing I wanted to share.
Oh,
I love that.
definitely. Definitely. I
So-
love that. Yeah.
So she
I
was
think-
replaying the phrase hermit crab on the show.
Yes. Mhm.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
It was. I felt a connection.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is a
Yeah.
connection with a nonverbal child. It's very difficult to figure out a connection, I imagine. And
Yeah.
the hermit crabs did it for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, thank you for sharing that
Wow.
with us.
Boy, I'd love to hear more about that story as it progresses.
I'll share, and I think I saw your website, so I'll make sure I continue to keep up.
Yeah, I'll put it in the chat again because I know it's probably 300 messages ago, so I'll put it there again.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing, Heather. That was really special.
Yes. Did anyone else want to pop on? Oh, there's some great names in the chat. Wow. I love all the names people come up with.
Yes. Hi, Christine.
Hello, ladies. I
Thank you for organizing this conference. Can't do it without people like you.
happy to be a part of it. I love CrabCon. Yeah, I was thinking of, you're probably looking for some examples of anamorph. That's not the right word. What do you call it? When you,
Anthropomorphism.
Thank you. Anthropomorphizing our hermit crabs, like giving that or attributing like humanistic kind of traits and stories and names and stuff. And that's something that we do often in the hermit crab groups and on the, on Instagram, and the way that people talk about their hermit crabs, you know, there's usually a alpha crab, but sometimes that comes off as, well, I have a bully crab in my tank, or
right.
One of my favorite things that my hermit crabs do is they pretty much all hermit crabs are carb loaders. Like they love carbs, popcorn, pasta, like any of those things. Definitely more of a snack food item for them. But one time I gave cooked spaghetti noodles plain in the tank, and I've done it since, but they so excited about the pasta that they go and they grab it, and this is a behavior that little crabs do, is they grab the food and then they run back into a hidden part of the tank,
right,
so that the big crab doesn't take their food. But because it was a spaghetti noodle, all I had to do was look in the tank and I saw a trail to where the little crab was inside. So that's one of my favorite little.
I guess if the pasta noodle was big enough, a small crab could crawl inside it.
Not mine.
Yeah, like a penne pasta.
Yeah,
Like
maybe
or something like that.
Maybe some of Mary's captive bred babies, but mine aren't that small. I don't have any captive bred babies. Mine are all rescues. I learned about hermit crabs before I got hermit crabs, and for many years I was involved with the online hermit crab community, but wasn't in a position to be able to have my own hermit crabs. And then when I did, I like put little ads on Craigslist and Facebook and stuff, and people gave me their hermit crabs that they didn't want anymore.
How many do you have
made me
now?
think of a question, Heather. I'd be interested in hearing from anybody who maybe as a kid purchased one of those hermit crabs at the, a beachside souvenir store, and what happened to it and how you felt. I would be interested in hearing that anecdote if you have that experience.
I do. I remember I grew up in Florida. I'm in Minnesota now, but I grew up in Florida, and on vacation to the Georgia coast, went to a beach shop, and there were these, crabs in cages, and I just thought they were fascinating creatures. And I think what lures kids in, honestly, is that they're priced so low that they were like accessible. Oh, Mom, they're only $5. Like, it's the same with like the feeder goldfish at like the pet store. It's only 20 cents. It's only $2, whatever the cost is these days. But I remember I got a hermit crab, and this is pre-internet, so there's no information available to me. And I remember bringing it home and I remember I put it in a tub with sand from my Florida sand, and gave it like lettuce and I don't know, fruits and vegetables. But then I remember all its legs fell off and it died, and I was so sad. But I had forgotten about this memory, and then about 6 years ago, my husband and I took a bunch of home videos for my parents and converted them from VHS or like the cassette.
Right. Yeah, we did the same thing. Exactly.
And we found a video of me as a little kid with the camera pointing in. Here's my hermit crab. Oh, he doesn't have his legs anymore. And
that's a bummer.
It was so sad. I was crushed to watch this, knowing everything I know now. But
right, exactly.
Do you have any idea why that happened? Like, was it diet? Was it maybe like a pest or bacteria
everything.
Or something? Just everything.
Probably, definitely humidity plays a factor. Diet, like it was an open air enclosure, so no humidity. Yeah, diet, humidity, and I think Sue was getting at this, like once you set up their tank properly, they'll thrive on their own inside the tank. They are pretty easy pets to upkeep, but getting that tank set up does take some time. And if anyone else wants to jump on, I'll jump off. So Brianna or anyone else, Vanessa.
I'm looking forward to hearing your session, Christine. I'm sorry I didn't have a chance. Some of these sessions are pretty darn early when you live in California, and I know Sue's in Australia. More power to her, but I just can't get up that early.
We'll definitely get you the recording. So
yeah.
All right.
Thank you, Christine. Yeah, Vanessa, if you want to hop on, that would be great.
Yeah, thank you, Christine.
Thank you so much, Christine.
And again, my email's in the chat, and my website's in the chat. If you've got something you'd like to share with us and you're camera shy, please send it via email. Hi, Vanessa. Good morning.
Hi, Vanessa.
Hi, I'm also in Australia. I'm in Brisbane, and it's 1:21.
No, good morning. Then yes.
I tried staying up for the other nights and I couldn't, but I'm back from holidays and I'm so excited to be here with you guys.
Yay.
I first met hermit crabs when I was 5, and my great-grandfather wrote a poem about it.
Really?
Oh.
Can I read it?
Absolutely. Yeah. We'd love to hear it.
I think you'll love it. He's a very wise man, named Harry St. Vincent Beachy. I babysit in the soft, warm sand. She runs about on sturdy legs. Perhaps she's sitting me. I do not run much anymore. She calls to me, Great-grandpapa. Each consonant crisp as a race caller. Great-grandpapa, come quick. See, what is it? Creaking, I answer her urgency to where she squats, her attention pointing out the tiny creature. Once, before I was great, before I was grand, I would have answered her, a lesson, a lecture on the hermit crab. But now I am wiser. What do you see? He is carrying his house. And then tell me, he's little and he's frightened. But he's brave. He has a bitey hand and he clicks it. His eyes are little sparks. He's a baby monster, but I'm not afraid. What is he? Look long and remember, little one, I say. That is what he is. And I fell in love instantly.
I love that.
And he was an environmentalist, and what he said to me stuck with me for the rest of my life, well, until I was 23. Don't try and take it home, because I wanted to take one home as pets. And he said, please, Vanessa, leave it where it is. It's happy in its environment. It's got everything that it needs. It's a tropical creature. You won't be able to keep it alive. It'll die. Just enjoy it. Have the experience, take nothing but photos, leave nothing but footprints.
Mm-hmm.
And I was 5, and he's a very wise man. And when I was 23, I was moved into a 1-bedroom apartment like I have now. I'm starting again with hermit crabs now. I'm in a 1-bedroom apartment. I'm going, where am I going to put them? But I have to. They're in my blood. When I was 23, I walked into a pet store and I thought, I don't want a bird or a fish. What else is there? And there's these tank of hermit crabs, crazy crabs, bane of my existence, and craboos now, crazy crabs. And I had them in wood shavings. I had them with a desk lamp and wood shavings, and that was in the care guide. And I begged them after having them die and talking to crabologists, because I was studying at the University of Wollongong to be a teacher, primary school teacher, which I'm going back to as dressed up as a hermit crab, reading books and talking about stuff. I'd love to have your book in the classrooms in Australia. And you will use any of my photos. I know I don't have PPs. I have Australian ones. You're welcome to use any of my photos on Flickr. I've got like thousands of photos on Flickr. But I'm going back into primary schools. I've written a children's book that I started in 2015 with my great uncle, who drew the Cadbury Yowie, which now is Yowie World. Or in all the towns around Australia and in US, there's little chocolates, and inside there's Australian animals or overseas animals. And he created the whole Yowie world, and he helped me. We were born the same day as my grandfather's brother, and he helped me write a book on hermit crabs by giving me some names and some ideas.
Oh, nice.
I can't wait to get back into classrooms. I've been begging to volunteer as a teacher, and an autistic school, and I said, if I come dressed up as a hermit crab, will you have me? And they said yes.
How could anybody say no?
So I want to go into, like, I did 8 years of university part-time. I have chronic disease, pituitary disease, panhypopituitarism.
Okay.
And so I can't do it. Like, I'd love to be a primary school teacher full-time. But I'm going to go 1 day a month into a primary school and do claws in the classroom and just get the word out there. And the book, I forget his name, but the photographer, Okinawa Photos, I'd love to take his book into schools. Don't know if you heard the talk, but please rewind. And he finds hermit crabs in plastic lids and things like that.
Right. I read an article about him, and he was one of the very early sessions that I need to watch on the recording.
Definitely, you need to watch it. And I started Maven's Publishing. I self-published my hermit crab book without any photos other than the title. So I need an illustrator. Hint, if you know anything.
Yeah, we know. We can feel your pain. Trust us.
So I started published on Amazon. It took me half an hour to get my book on Amazon.
Oh, good.
What's it called, Vanessa?
Amazon Kindle self-pub. My book. Sorry, it's
your book.
It's called An Australian Land Hermit Crab Story, and it's about 2 crabs, Rocky and Krusty. And they basically. Can I read you the first paragraph?
The first paragraph, sure.
Yeah. Rocky and Krusty are 2 land hermit crabs from Broome, West Australia. In the heat of the day, the land hermit crabs hide beneath leaf litter or in trees and sleep. At sundown, you can see hermit crabs on the beaches or mangroves in search of food. Fast forward. One day, hang on. Sorry. One day, Rocky and Krusty are sadly snatched from the beach at sunset and kidnapped by a hermit crab supplier who puts them into a box and sends them via courier to a Sydney pet store. They're very scared and huddled together, not knowing what will happen next.
Right.
That's an excerpt.
Right.
So
thank you for sharing that.
The hermit crabs, and I love that you're going to be doing that. And you're going to be people in Australia. So everyone says, "Oh yeah, we had hermit crabs. They died." And you go into pet stores and Pet Barn in Australia. I've just restarted my petition about say no to painted shells.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going big guns for Pet Barn and Crab Booze because every hermit crab they sell is in a painted shell.
Right.
And they're in tribes.
Right.
And it's just, he actually tried to sue me and I said, go for it. I've got nothing to give you, so go for it. Sue me. So, so I'd love to read your book. And Mary Akers, you are amazing. And Stacey, no matter, I love you. Mary Akers and Sue, I can't wait to come and visit you, Sue. I don't care if you invite me or not, I'm coming. I want to meet your hermit crabs.
I want to manage expectations here for everybody. The children's publishing industry moves at a geologic pace. And it'll probably, I mean, if we sold this book tomorrow, Heather, right, it will probably be 2 years before it comes out. So stick with us, cheer us on. We will keep you informed through Mary, and maybe 2 years from now at CrabCon, we'll be here sharing the book with you, hopefully.
Well, I hope it's a lot earlier than that. Let's talk. I'd love to help you publish your book. Self-publish on Amazon, and then you get.
I think we're going to go traditional publishing. That's been our experience so far. So, but I have a lot of friends who self-publish. Who've told me a lot of wonderful stories and a lot of things that they've learned. But we're sort of wedded to traditional publishing, I think.
I'm sure it'd be worth the wait.
Yeah, I hope so.
Thank you.
So I do have the lesson plans on my website. You're welcome to use them. I'm going to be updating them now, vanessascrabattack.com.au. Okay. I'm going to be recording. If you want to promote your book, let me know.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you.
It's great to meet you.
We love the poem. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Oh, it was gorgeous.
And
Christine, the books behind me, the ones that are face out are mine. The ones that are spine out are other people's books. So, Mary, thank you. This has been amazing. I've been trying to take pictures of the chat all the way along, but I might stay in after we officially end so I can make sure I've got everything.
Yeah. And you are welcome to stay in here if you want to be off camera. I think as long as you're like technically in here. If someone comes in, I've been messaging people trying to drum up business. A couple people said my kids are shy, but they're watching.
That's
So
okay.
I think
that's why I keep throwing my email address in there. Maybe they want to send us their thoughts.
Yeah, the pictures, right? That helps a lot. And I guess, the pictures and the story,
right.
whatever story they have behind the picture that they send you.
Right. So thank you for this opportunity. Like I said, I hope in 2 years' time we're back here with a big success story.
And if you get, when
so cool.
you get farther along in the process, we can always do a separate event on Hopin just for more information or whatever you need. And I would have a little more time to drum up people and get people in here. There was a lot going on, and I'm sorry I didn't, get that done a little bit more in advance for you. But
we appreciate you getting us in. Yeah, perfect timing too.
This is exactly what we needed. A lot of hermit crab enthusiasts, some juvenile voices. Just it was fabulous.
Awesome. Great.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay, thank you everybody for listening in and sharing your stories. They mean a lot to us, and we'll be sure to keep you informed through Mary.
Yes, thank you so much, everyone. And thank you, Mary.
Heather, I'm going to turn off my camera and take pictures of the chat.
Do you want me to screenshot the chat? It might be clearer. Is your phone doing a good job?
Well, I'm not sure if it's doing a good job or not. I just keep taking so many of these pictures. Let's see. Oh, yeah, it's doing a pretty good job.
Okay.
But if you want to screenshot it too, that's fine. I want to be sure that we didn't miss anything.
Yeah.
I really have to go hear Christine's speech. That sounds perfect for what we need. I wonder if Sue or Vanessa might be interested in working with us on the curriculum guide.
Yeah, it sounds like they have some good starts and good experience.
Right.
Here's somebody. So it really sounds like the kids love molting and wheels. Like those are some of their favorite things to watch, just based on comments.
Yeah, I think Brianna is another one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. After attending CrabCon, I realize how much I cannot include in this book.
What do you mean?
There's just so much to know.
Oh, like you can't. I know we need a series just on hermit crabs to
yeah,
share.
how
Yes.
much I will have to leave out.
But hopefully it'll get children and parents, teachers interested enough that they'll go out and like do research. And
right,
you know, I'm sure we can have resources online on our websites where they can connect to learn more. Hermit house and things like that.
Right. Yeah, we'll definitely provide links in the back of the book to Hermit House.
Get everyone to go to CrabCon.
Yes, exactly.
I have a lot screenshotted. I'm gonna have to jump off.
Okay.
But we'll be in touch, I'm sure. This was great.
Yeah, I'm going to stay on just a little bit longer, but
okay.
I think I've got most of what we need. Thank you for
Awesome.
Being here, Heather.
Likewise. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay. Bye-bye.